Welcome to the 5th annual Olami Manhattan Gala. So in the past, while we've tried to change it up to keep things fun, to be honest, we never quite expected that things would have changed as much as they have. I think it's fair to say that post-October 7th, nothing now stays the same, and life for Jews worldwide is forever changed. But the question we need to ask is not why. The question that we're asking ourselves is what? What is our response? In the art of storytelling, the most important part of a great story is something called a call to action. There's an unsuspecting hero character awakened by this call, overwhelmed by the odds, but ultimately realizes that success is far more about what he finds inside than what he does on the outside. So here we are, our call to action. The flashpoints we know in Israel, Gaza, in the north, in America, our politics, the college campuses, but we cannot underestimate the streets of New York City. We are behind enemy lines here. Young professionals at the pinnacle of their youth, looking to their future, are now subject to some of the greatest fears they could have never imagined. In fact, Olami Manhattan is sandwiched between Union Square and Washington Square Park, where there are demonstrations every single day. We have 3 universities within 3 blocks. We are literally behind enemy lines in the firing zone.
But indoors in Olami Manhattan, as you just heard, it's not just an oasis to escape from the darkness, but rather we are a force of light. For sure, as an organization, we have responded. I am so proud of our team, our students, our community for rallying together. The center is packed every single night. We have hosted vigils and survivors, superb learning and programming, and numerous solidarity trips to Israel already. This is all in addition to our regularly scheduled programming, which are different events every single night of the week, plus Shabbat, plus the roster of trips that we still maintain to Israel, to Poland, 2 trips to South Africa, and to the UK. And tonight here, we're debuting our latest program called The Annex, which is a far-reaching, bespoke event which brings Jews from all over New York City together, phones away, for conversation, catharsis, and community. When we have The Annex on this floor, there's 1 table, this way 40 people, who are personally invited to come to a conversation, to be vulnerable, to be brave, to be courageous, and to dream about what they can be as Jewish leaders. Under the leadership of Brittany Levy. Brittany, where are you? Now, if you want to know success of an organization, Brittany Levy began her journey with us, Maor, at Penn, and she has soared in her career as a Jew, now devoting all of her talents to the Jewish people, both professionally and passionately. The Annex, under her guidance, is now a fulcrum of over 50 independent Jewish satellite communities in New York City coming together in this room, building community, building strategy, and looking to the future. And it's growing. But we don't measure our success only by numbers and by growth, albeit they are very strong. Olami Manhattan is actually now doing exactly what we were founded to do: to teach, to inspire, to educate, to connect, to build community. To release the light that is hidden within every single Jew. It's just now that we have a new call to action, a big one, all of us. The Jewish people around the world this Shabbat will be reading Parshas Baloscha. And it begins by telling the story of how the high priest, the Kohen, would light the menorah in the temple in Jerusalem. And this is the same menorah that we celebrate on Hanukkah, the menorah which represents the timeless and divine wisdom of the Jewish people. But the lesson that the Torah teaches is that the Kohen, the high priest, has to hold the flame to the wick long enough to ensure that the fire grabs hold and it can rise up on its own. And our sages teach us this is the secret to Jewish education. In Hebrew, the word for education is chinuch. But if you translate it properly, it doesn't mean education, it means dedication. That education as a Jew is dedicating people to a cause and to a people and to a future. but you have to be sensitive and careful enough to hold the light there long enough to inspire and connect and show personal attention and love so that the light shines from within and a person knows how to bring it out from their own resources. And today, and this is the message that we have to take home, Jewish souls today are more flammable than ever. Our honorees tonight, Avi and Ilana, Tobias, Hadas, Hayun, they have their own massive flames inside of them, lit by their parents and their teachers, and they're paying it forward in major ways, lighting up the souls of everyone around them. And we have to emulate them and celebrate them, and we're doing so tonight. It could be that the darkness that is yet to come may actually be stronger than what we see now. And who knows what lies on the other side for American Jewry once the dust settles from this war. But I can say this with immense confidence looking at this room. Am Yisrael Chai, Yachad Natseach. We at Olami Manhattan are committed. We will not rest until the job is done, we promise. The thank yous that I'm about to say tonight are not throwaways. They're actually the reason for the gala. Being grateful for the people around us is the strongest way to build the muscle of Avas Yisrael, love of the Jewish people. And with that love, with that likeness and that oneness, we can merit the Almighty's blessing for peace. So firstly, thank you to all of you for being here. It gives us immeasurable encouragement to keep trudging uphill, which is far steeper now than it ever was. So thank you for coming. The Olami Manhattan team is second to none in dedication, efficiency, and spirit. I want to start with Rabbi Avi Blachman and his Rebbitzin, Rivka. Rabbi Blachman started with me 10 years ago. We came to the city to start Olami Manhattan, and I can say that no greater accolade in the world is that Avi Blachman and Rivka and their family have now committed to going the distance together with Olami Manhattan and becoming a partner with me and taking on that responsibility and that mantle. And there is no greater accolade or trophy to testament to what we do here. Rabbi Kenny and Shani Wallach, you want to know another homegrown story? It was 10 years ago that Rabbi Kenny walked into the door as an unsuspecting young professional Jew with a gold record under his belt. Successful guy, walked in, opened the door and said, I don't understand what I'm looking at. I've never seen something like this. I've never seen Judaism so alive and so beautiful. 10 years later, he and his wife have moved to Manhattan. They're teaching deep and beautiful Torah to, God willing, hundreds and thousands of students to come. Rabbi Aryeh Abraham and his wife, our newest addition, running our Olami Experience program, and rounding out our full-time educators, Shana and Margot. Shana with your unparalleled energy, and Margot with your tenacious stability. You guys are an amazing team together. And the, albeit part-time, but quality and very wise and super impactful Fagi Bloomstein and my wife Ruthie coming and teaching as often as they can. The backbone of Olami Manhattan, our administrative and creative team, led by Zahava, our COO, and Ilana, our program director, who, by the way, are now both on maternity leave. They're here as guests, bringing new baby boys to the Jewish people, which is the old-fashioned way of building the Jewish people. Okay, we'll take the numbers, okay? Malka, our director of social media and PR, so creative and loyal. Alyssa and Tom for always keeping things sane and safe at the door in that order. And Sam, welcome to the team. You have stepped up in a major way. And a special appreciation to Millie Nagar, who has run this gala from soup to nuts beautifully and gracefully. And thank you. To all the spouses and children of the aforementioned, you are actually the greatest support to Olami. I want to thank our board of directors and to our tonight's dinner chairs. First of all, Rabbi Avi Kassel, who was my friend way before we were professional Jews. Okay, nothing happens without him taking a seat on our board on behalf of Olami Global. Avi, the love has always been there, and it continues. To Ian and Sophie Glasstein, Jesse and Miriam Isaac, and our newest addition, Daniel and Amy Gibber. You guys are the backbone of everything we do, and you support us in every way possible, and it is the greatest honor to keep going with you. And Rabbi Gershenfeld, my rabbi and my teacher, the one who has lit this flame and makes sure that it stays lit. We thank you deeply. Thank you also to our dinner committee tonight, Rob and Elizabeth Kurtz, and Andrew and Lena Glantz, and Michael and Lauren Seidman. Thank you for putting together a beautiful crowd. It's a gorgeous evening. I hope you're proud of what we've done. And to our dear colleagues at Olami Manhattan, Olami Global, special mention to Rabbi Dave Markowitz and Miriam Tenenbaum, who work very closely with me together, and all of us true friends and partners in our work. Finally, Mr. Eli and Susie Horn from afar, you always grace us with your passion for the Jewish people. And here in the room, the utmost gratitude to you, Mr. Aaron Wilson, who continues to believe in me. Now this is the catch. You continue to believe in me even though you don't have to. So that says a lot. So I'll take that. And you wanted to make One State Street great again. So here we are. It's beautiful. And we hope you get nachas, and we hope you're proud of all the work that we do, because we really want to make sure that you and your Rebbitz and Ellen and the whole Wilson family and your father, Oliver Shalom, and everyone that gets such nachas and really is proud of everything that Olami Manhattan has become. Of course, I want to finally thank my family, all the kids and kids-in-laws and the grandkids. Thank you. And my mother-in-law who flew in specially to be here tonight. And most of all, my best friend and my muse, Ruthie. Thank you. And now seated at every table have been ambassadors. I hope you've had a chance to have conversations with them and meet them. They are some of the most amazing people. If you didn't have faith in the Jewish future, you do now from the ambassadors. I want to share with you, a few months ago we went to Poland, and we went with Rav Yosef Lefkowitz, a survivor. And we've been a few times with him, and he told us on this trip that actually he's not, it's not easy to make a trip. And he said that this is his last trip. And many of you who are the ambassadors were there with us on this trip. And we were able, with an incredible amount of serendipity and luck and siyata d'shmaya and mazel, we were able to actually finally find the place where he was deported, and he hadn't been able to find it up until now. We found it for him, and he's been back many, many times, not just with us. And we were able to close the circle and find the place where he last saw his mother and his brothers. And we went there as a group, very powerful moment. And we had his children on video, and he spoke to them, and he was able to say Kaddish and say goodbye to his mommy and to his brothers, and he and his father went to Auschwitz, and his mother and his brothers went to Belzec, where they perished the next day. And he was able to close the circle and say goodbye. And then he turned to us, not to me, he turned to the students. He said, I've done my job, it's your turn. And so we say to you, ambassadors, you are the future of the Jewish people. That's why you're here, and not just schmooze at the table. You're here because everything we have here is for you. Everything that we believe in, we're putting on your shoulders. The ball is in your court. You are the flame and you are the fire. And you are bringing us as the lantern into the darkness to see a beautiful future. To our awards and honorees, Hadas, I want to say personally that you are simply superb. And you are everything that Olami wants to see in a young Jewish professional in New York. Okay? And we're going to get to you shortly. But I want to turn my attention to Avi and Ilana Tobias, our guests of honor tonight. Avi and I are kindred spirits. You are deeply passionate and emotional. And let's face it, you were so inspired by the plays that we did in Spain, I became your biggest fan too. Your work out there with United Hatzalah is known to all, and we are so grateful that there's room in your heart for us as well. The truth is that everyone who knows you knows that there's no end to what your heart can encompass. You both look to the next generation with so much prayer and promise, and so do we. We all feel the responsibility for these young Jewish professionals at the launch of their adult lives, especially the ones here in our backyard in New York. And I look forward to a long friendship together. And I've enjoyed getting to know your son, Judah. And thank you, Judah, for helping put together a small personal tribute for you right now. Please draw attention to the screen.
Tov, Mom and Avi, we're so proud of you.
This is an incredible honor. It's very well deserved.
We love you both.
We love you, Mazel Tov.
Dad and Ilana, I'm wildly proud of the two of you, constantly in service, enriching the lives of as many people as you possibly can. I love you.
Hey guys, it's your favorite son sending love from Israel.
We wanted to wish you a huge Mazal Tov on being honored tonight.
I thought it'd be fitting, along with your incredible initiative, to start my afternoon by wrapping my tefillin.
Thank you and the entire Olami community for providing this beautiful opportunity for so many other individuals.
Skula mitzvot, Am Yisrael Chai, we love you.